Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Exploring RuneScape in 2004, where the goals are to have fun, compete for high scores, and discover the historical differences between old school RuneScape and how the game was back in 04. If you're new to the series, then please check out the playlist in the description and at least watch episode 1 because it'll answer every question a new viewer would have. But in the last video, I got 2 new best in slot items. I got the steel gauntlets, the best in slot melee gloves in the game, tied with Clink's gauntlets and the variations of the steel gauntlets. And I got the best in slot mage cape, the god cape, which might be the best mage cape for a long time, or maybe forever, actually. I don't know if we ever get a better upgrade until the imbued god capes in old school in 2017. For some of the questing I had to do last video, specifically for the dig site quest, I had to get level 25 thieving. And that was my first time training thieving outside of getting it up from quests, and I kind of enjoyed thieving. It got me hyped to train it more. Inventory's full, let's start going. And I want that to be the focus or the goal of this video, is to get thieving up and discover the different methods for training thieving. So right now we are on our way to Ardougne, which I would consider, probably many people consider Ardougne to be the hub for thieving. As we're walking over, let's take a look at the high scores, because I do like showing my high scores at the start and end of each video. This is where I'm currently at, 1077 total level, and I'm no longer in the top 100. But that'll change today because my thieving level is very low and I'm going to be gaining a lot of total levels with thieving, I'm sure. Ooh, it's a little bit of foreshadowing for the future, thieving the Ardougne Knights when your combat level is below the Ardougne Knight. We'll talk about that later, but I did make a mistake on the account, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'm not even at the point of Ardougne Knights. Let's take a look at where the magic logs are at, because I have been doing this with my AFK time and I was just editing the previous video, so the stack of magic logs is now up to 751. I'm going to end up training my thieving in Ardougne Square for now, but there's this gate. This is the gate that people are using to train thieving. I think it requires level 31. That's why I'm down here. I want to double check what level it is. So we try to pick lock the gates. It is 31 thieving. Okay. I'm thinking right now either thieving the silk stall or thieving the baker stall. The downside with the baker stall is that you're a lot more likely to get seen by a guard, whereas the guards don't wander up here by the silk stall much. But the upside of the baker stall compared to the silk stall is that it respawns a lot faster. Or I'll wait till that guy thieves that one and I'll thieve at the same time. And then we'll see. That's perfect timing. And we'll see how long it takes for that one to respawn and how much longer it takes for this one to respawn. So it's like almost double. Like you could almost thieve 2 cake stalls in the time it takes you to thieve 1 silk stall. Let me see how much thieving XP you get from this. It was 24 XP. And then from the cake stall, it is 16 XP. So you get 2/3 of the XP, but get to thieve it almost twice as fast. But then you do have to drop a little bit more. And then sometimes you do have to run out this way when the guards come up to you if one of them sees you. Or you could bank it too, I mean, if you want food, although I'm at the stage now where this wouldn't help me very much. If the baker wanders up here, I think he'll call the guards over. Yeah. Or he didn't call the guards over, but it just doesn't let you thieve it. I'm going to do the silk stall because there's a lot less to worry about. Don't have to be concerned about the baker coming over or the guards. I think guards can wander up here, but I haven't seen it happen yet. I don't have to click as much either. I mean, you have to click twice as much for the baker stall, so you do have to be paying more attention as well. Or I guess you could spam click too. Either way, because it respawns slower, the silk stall allows for more tick loss. It's probably not worth it to bank the silk or the stuff that you thieve, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't feel like dropping stuff, and it's not too far of a run from the bank. By the time I fill up my inventory again, my run will be restored anyways. In osrs, doesn't the baker not move? Like, doesn't he just stand right here the whole time and then you could thieve when he's under you? But in 2004, you cannot thieve even when he's under you. First level and thieving level of the video. There's 26. First of many more to come. With the Ardougne Knight stops you as well. It's not just the market guards. That was my first time getting caught. Just run out right over here and he'll get de-aggroed. I want to test something. I want to see if we can both thieve at the same time, or was it different in 04? Can only one person get the cake? I don't know. Well, I don't know if this person's getting it or not. Maybe if I stand over here, we can see if we're both thieving at the same time. Hey. Wait, I was trying to test a thing. Well, now we can't because the guard's over here. I will protect, yes. Yo, this is the meta. There's no multi-logging allowed in 2004 though, so if you want to have someone else do this for you, then someone else will have to sacrifice their XP gains. If that guard's on that guy, does that mean he won't be on me if I try to thieve? Oh, wow. That's a very interesting strategy. I'm just gonna wander right up here. See ya, idiot. Sit, kid. Can you thieve while you're in combat or while something's fighting you? No, you cannot. 27. I think the North Arty Bank would be closer than the South Arty Bank, at least to the Silk Stall, maybe. That guard that was aggroing onto me, I could just lure him in here, right? And then close the door on him, close that door so the other knight can't get out. Now, the only knight that was, at least so far that I saw that would catch me sometimes, he's gone. Maybe these other guards can come up here, but that was the only one so far that has been bothering me. 28. You could lock him into this house too, probably. I just happened to be standing over here, so I brought him in there. I was showing last video the bank in Sears, how if there's a bankerless booth, you can left click it and it opens up the bank rather than a booth with the banker. When you left click on it, it opens up the dialogue. Well, I wanted to show that the bank in North Arty has 2 bankerless booths. 29. 30. Since I locked that one knight up, I have not had a single NPC stop me since. And with this thief, as 31 thieving, I've now unlocked the ability to pick lock that door in the Arty sewers. I didn't even bother to keep track of the XP per hour because I knew I wouldn't be there that long, but it just so happened that it took me about 1 hour to get from 25 to 31 thieving. And that wasn't like being super efficient. I was kind of goofing around and trying to figure out how stuff works. But I did get about 6.5k thieving XP in that time. But now we are moving on to the door, or the gate. We're going to follow the path north and a little bit to the east. And this is where the infamous gate is. There is a pick lock option, but you don't need a lockpick to do the pick lock. Let's see how much XP I get. I'm at 844, pick lock, 869. So that's 25 XP. And then when you go back through, I don't think you pick the lock going back through, do you? It's already unlocked. Yeah, I did not get XP from doing that. So you want to pick lock. I guess you have to like spam it till you get through. You want to pick the lock going to the east. And then when you go out, you just left click to open the gate. I'm going to write down my XP. And I'll do a 15-minute test and multiply it by 4 and see what the hourly XP rate is. There's 32 thieving. That's a different jingle because I got an unlock here. You can now pickpocket from rogues. 33 thieving. And still 5 minutes left on the timer. And we're coming up right here on 15 minutes. Let's see the XP now, 19744. The XP I got in 15 minutes was 4,600. And multiply that by 4 for 1 hour. That would be 18.4k XP per hour, which matches up perfectly with what I've heard / seen, because I've seen this method in so many YouTube videos and so many streams and so many people talking in the Discord about this method, and they've all said about 18k XP per hour, so that checks out. That means I'm doing it right. I am making like a text-based thieving guide, I guess, just keeping track of what I'm doing, and yeah, we'll fill this in. I do have some ideas already of the next methods I'll be doing. The goal from here, though, I'm going to do this door up until level 39. Which, based on that XP rate, that shouldn't take too much longer. Now that I've got a bit of practice in, I'm doing a voiceover here so you can see how the method really goes. Something I like to do is when I'm on the east side of the gate and I left click to go back west, I immediately right click right after the left click, so that way I already have the first attempt at the lockpick ready to go as soon as I cross the gate and it closes behind me. It's so much better than the silk stall though. I mean, first off, it's 25 XP per pick lock versus 24 XP per silk, and nearly 3 times the XP per hour since there's no waiting for the respawn. And I like that with the gate, you can get better XP rates based on your ability as a player with your clicking skills, versus the silk stall, there's no variable involved, it's just wait and click. This probably wasn't intended to be a thieving training method when they made this, much less the best XP per hour for this level range, and I doubt people actually even did this to train their thieving in 2004. But that's part of playing 04 in 2025. The perk of having a time machine is we're more self-aware and have the knowledge to figure out things like this. Oh, this is cute. Someone's leading their friend over here. I don't know if multiple people can do this at once, though. Probably not. Well, actually, no, 2 people could probably do it at once because you can each use one side of the gate. Yeah, but when the gate's open, no one can click. But see, I told you, it's a real method. It's not like I just made this up or 1 or 2 niche streamers found this method randomly and did it. Like, this is the best method that people have found, at least. You know, people can look through the source code. They could see everything that gives thieving XP. So if people are saying this is the best method, then I believe that this is the best method for the time. Also, I'm just, since I'm recording anyways, may as well record one more pick right here. There's 35 thieving. I can now steal from first stalls. Wow, very small Gilnor. 36, 37, 38. Wait, I got the different jingle that time. but there's nothing I unlocked, or nothing, no pop-up at least. Here's the final pick lock for level 39 Thieving. I was taking a look at the XP. I started with about 15k XP, and level 39 is about 33k XP. So I gained about 18k XP, which is amazing math because, like I determined already, it's 18k XP per hour. So going from level 31 to 39 Thieving at this door is 1 hour. You only have to spend 1 hour at the gate. Because we are moving on to the next method, unless the next method is bad, then maybe you want to spend even more time here. We'll find out if the next method is worthwhile. For the next method though, we are going to have to get a lockpick. And there's two ways I know of to get a lockpick. On the OSR's wiki, here's the sources for lockpicks. These are the monsters that drop it. There's scavenger beasts, they don't exist. Bandits, they come out in 05. Implings, there's no hunter yet. But there's rogues. I showed a couple of videos ago when I was doing the Wildy agility course that there's 2 rogues in the Wildy, and you could thieve them at 32 Thieving for a 1 out of about 29 chance for a lockpick. I'm not going to be doing that though, because there is one other way to get them, at least according to the wiki page here, which is there's a spawn of them. It doesn't come from a monster, it's just a natural spawn in the Yanel agility dungeon. But this is right before Salar and the Twisted, which I believe has the... What is that where the 67 agility shortcut is? I'm not quite sure. We'll find out though. We're going to go down there. A lot of you probably have been down here for clue steps in OSRS. There's, I think it's a hard clue step where you pray at the altar and then it sends you down to the spiders, and there's a crate that you search in here. Also in OSRS, a long time ago, I got the skeleton scroll in this area. There's chaos druid warriors here. Could be a good way to get unids. Let's continue a bit east, and I have the wiki page up here for the Yanel agility dungeon, or a map of it. You need 57 agility to cross these monkey bars, which I do have, so let's cross these. Let's just keep going east from here. There's regular cast druids, not the warriors. These are the level 13s. Let's continue up this way. There's no agility requirement for the staircase. Oh, it's right here. So it's only 57 agility that you need for the lockpick, because climbing up the rubble, according to the wiki, that's what you need level 67 agility for. I want to see, do you get agility XP for that? I'm at 441. You get 5 agility XP. What about for going back down? No. There is another method for getting a lockpick though that I didn't mention, which is getting it off the marketplace. No one is buying them, but there sure are a lot of people selling them. The cheapest one you can get, 2k 6 hours ago. I mean, right now the cheapest one you can get, it would be 4 or 5k. Maybe worth mentioning as well that there's one shop in the game that sells them, Martin Thwaite at the Rogue's Den, but that does not come out till 2005. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to show how to get this. It's kind of the point of the series, doing all these weird, wacky methods that you wouldn't have to do in 2025 or 2007 even. 2005 even. Let me show you where we're going next. Here is the thieving level up table on the OSRS wiki. And at level 39, you unlock the Pirate Hall door. And if we see right here, level 39, Pirate's Hideout door, we can click on that. And here's the info that we get. You need a lockpick and 39 thieving, and you get 35 XP compared to the 25 XP I was getting from the Ardougne door. And speaking of the Ardougne door, going back to this page, it says you unlock it at level 32. So did they change the requirement at some point? And where is it? Wait. Oh wait, it says 32 here, but then on the next page it says you need level 31, so maybe it's a typo on that first page. But I just wanted to go in game and double check to see if it is there, which it looks like it is. I just want to go there in game to confirm for myself. And also I want to see if it does in fact still give the 25 thieving XP. So my thieving XP right now ends in 173. Let's see if I get 25 XP. So even with 99, oh yeah, right, you get the XP drop, so I don't even have to look at that. Yeah, you still get 25 XP. I brought food with me just in case. I'm not sure. Well, there's pirates in there. They're probably aggressive towards you. They're only level 25, so I don't know if they're going to do damage to me, but either way, I got food just in case. And let's see if this actually works the exact same way. That's it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Let's double check to confirm that you do get 35 XP. Went from 39 to 74. Yep, that's 35. Okay, let's do the 15-minute test. There's 40 thieving, currently about halfway through the time. I haven't had to eat yet, but as you can see, my health bar is about to get to that point where I should probably start eating soon. 15 minutes, pause, and here is where the XP is at. Oops, let me do the math here. Am I getting hit through the door? Oh, there's a swarm. I was like, how am I still getting hit? There's a swarm right there. 6370 XP in 15 minutes. Multiply that by 4. That comes out to about 25k XP per hour compared to the 18k XP per hour at the Ardougne sewers. Here's a fun math exercise we could do. If we take the 25k XP per hour I was getting and divide that by the 18k XP per hour I got at the Ardougne sewers, remember this number, 1.38 or about 1.4. Now if we take the XP I was getting and divide it, 35 XP divided by 25 XP, it's the same number. What are the odds? Wow, that's crazy how that works out. Main reason I wanted to do that was to make sure I didn't mess the math up somewhere to tell that it really was 25k XP per hour that I was getting, and that does confirm that. I feel like you're either a numbers person or you're not, and if you are a numbers person, hopefully you appreciated that. If you're not, you probably have no clue what I just did or the significance of it. The pirates have de-aggroed me, so you don't need to use up a crazy amount of food or run back and forth to the mage bank to grab more. You just run out the NPC aggression timer and you're good to go for as long as you want. Exact same concept as when I was doing the monkey bars for agility. This is actually very similar to doing agility because I'm not doing a thieving training method that was meant to be a thieving training method. I'm just doing a random obstacle. Just like how the best way to train agility is by doing a random shortcut rather than doing the courses up until you unlock the Wildy Agility course. I like the examine text when you examine a pirate. This one's had too much to drink. This one's had too much to drink. This one's had too much to drink. I noticed a trend going on. There's a chest here. I want to search it. Are they all going to attack me when I search for traps? I want to see what's in there. Let's see what we get. Wow! 8 thieving XP, by the way, for the chest. You get more XP just going in the door to get to the chest. But hey, at least you get 10 GP from it, right? The door can't give you that. 41 thieving. And the goal here is going to be to get to level 46 before we can move on to the next thing. 42, 43. You can now steal from certain chests upstairs in Ardougne. Ooh. 44, 45. Here's the final door. 46 thieving. I was doing the math to figure out how long it takes to go from 39 to 46 thieving. The amount of XP is 35k, and the amount of XP per hour is 25. Does that look familiar? 35 divided by 25? Bro, that's crazy. 1.4 hours to go from 39 to 46 thieving. More evidence that this is all a simulation. I mean, literally, this is quite literally a simulation. But with 46 thieving done, let's make like Siamese twins and split. And then hopefully not die on the way out of the Wildy. I don't know what happened to the price of death runes because 3 days ago, people were selling them on the marketplace for 80 to 90 GP each. And now people are selling them for about 200 GP each. People are realizing that they need death runes for things, and there's not too many of them that come into the game. How else do you get them besides from shops? Like, how do you get them in bulk? Just hope you get 2 or 5 or 10 at a time from monster drop. There's no death altar in 2004. Or you could spend 3 hours watching after a cat to get 100 death runes that you'll use up in 5 minutes. Before we move on to the next thieving method I'm gonna do, it is about dinner time for me and I need to AFK, so I'm gonna go back to chopping magics. I'm probably gonna end up getting a woodcutting level because I know I'm pretty close. I'm only 10k XP away. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a level tonight. And there we go, 94 woodcutting. I think it's my first woodcutting level since episode 2. This is my first time seeing a magic tree turn into the evil tree random. Oh, goodbye. It's the evil tree random event. Haven't seen that yet since I've started chopping magics till now. Good morning. It has been exactly 1 week since Members has come out. And when I say exactly, I mean exactly. 9 a.m. on Saturday, March 29th is now April 5th. 1 week later, and this is what I have to show for it. Very close to 1100 total level, and yeah, just wanted to show that. But good morning, it is time to get back to training thieving today. Let's grab the lockpick out, one of my many lockpicks, and we'll go over to the level 46 thieving spot that I wanted to do. We are currently in Ardougne. We're on the west side of Ardougne, well, the west side of East Ardougne, running a bit north and west from there. And we come over here to the Chaos Druid Tower. And this is it. The spot is yet another door. We're going to be picking the lock on the door and exiting. If you take a look at the thieving XP, it ends in 22. Pick the lock on the door, it is 60. It is 37.5 thieving XP. And that's the same in osrs. It says right here, Chaos Druid Tower Door, 37.5 XP. So it is a very, very, very slight increase over the Pirate's Hideout Door. Man, I just woke up and I cannot be bothered to worry about timing out 1 hour or 15 minutes. So we're just gonna do some math here. We'll take the XP from this and find the ratio from the other door. So that's the ratio. If we multiply that by the XP per hour I was getting at the other door, about 25k, that means this door is about 27k XP per hour. And we're going to be at this door all the way up until level 55. As I'm getting started here, I was looking at how much XP away I am from level 55, and it is about 100k XP away, so it's going to be about 4 hours to get from level 46 to 55. I'm looking at the wiki page for this door, and it does not mention a lockpick, so don't even need to bring one here. You don't have to go out of the way to get one. If you wanted to not do the Pirate's Hut, then well, I would definitely do the Pirate's Hut as soon as you can because it's so much better XP than the Ardougne sewers, but yeah, you don't need to bring your lockpick for this one at least. I brought my melee gear with me because I figured since I'm here anyways, I may as well get a full inventory of loot from the Chaos Druids before I leave in 4+ hours. No way, it's Index. Very small Gillinor. I wonder if he was doing the thieving training method too. Probably not because he had melee gear on, but that does remind me, I assume only one person could do this per world at a time. Didn't even think about the fact that this could possibly be a contested training spot. Look how far off center my character is. That does not look right where I'm supposed to be. I know with the anti-cheat it slowly moves the camera to the left and to the right, but I guess it also makes your character be like to the left or the right of the center too. Check the total level. Once I go in here, 1100 total, 47 thieving. And just for reference, the max total level in the game right now is 1881. 48, 49, 50. You can now steal from silver stalls. 50 thieving also unlocks a shortcut for underground pass. 51, 52, 53. There's 54 thieving, almost there. I was thinking if someone is in here killing the Chaos Druids and I'm going back and forth, if someone doesn't know about this method or about any of the door methods, they'd probably think I'm a bot, like a broken bot who's meant to, especially because I have my melee gear on, they probably think that I'm a broken bot that's supposed to be killing these guys, but I'm somehow stuck in a loop going back and forth in and out of the door. This is the final door I'm ever going to have to pick. 55 thieving. You can now pickpocket from Knights of Ardougne. Since we're here, I may as well talk about this Chaos Druid Tower. So of course there is the requirement of 46 thieving to get in, but this might be the best spot, or at least one of the best spots in the game for Chaos Druids. Like if you think of how far it is to go to the Taverley dungeon or the Edgeville dungeon, which is in the Wildy, I don't think this is as far from a bank. And if you're training on the Chaos Druids, they do sometimes drop vials of water. So when you get the herbs and you can identify some of them, you can make the unfinished potions as you go and save yourself from having to buy a few extra vials of water later on. Also, I've heard that the Rune Scimitar is slightly better DPS for these level 13 Chaos Druids than the Dragon Longsword, so something to keep in mind as well. This guy left a vial of water on the ground, so I'm going to yoink that. Boom, saved a vial for later on. Now, if we go down this ladder here, there is a chest that requires 59 thieving to open up, so I can't open it yet because I'm only 55 thieving. But you get 2 blood runes and 500 GP, and when you open it up, it teleports you by Elena's house. So this, if you finish your trip here, you can open the chest and it'll be like a free teleport out, although maybe your inventory would be filled up with all the units and stuff. But no, nothing happens when I try to open it. With blood runes being like 450 GP each, that'd be like 1.4k GP worth each time you open that chest. But yeah, my work here is done. No more. Ooh, another vial, hold on. I don't think I'm ever going to have to picklock a door or a gate ever again. We are done with that thieving training method, and well, next is going to be Ardougne Knights, but I'll show you. Let's go to the bank. Here we are at the Ardougne Knight. In osrs, each successful pickpocket gives you 84.3 thieving XP, and it appears to be the same XP in 04. And you get 50 GP per pickpocket, so you get slightly less GP than you get XP here. I'm going to just stay here, and we'll see if the Knight despawns like it does in osrs. I think it's after 5 minutes the Knights would normally despawn. I've been standing here casually thieving while I've been editing for close to 15 minutes, and the Knight has not despawned. If this was old school, he would have despawned long ago, so I think it's safe to say that they will not despawn. So that is one of the plus sides of Thieving Knights in 2004. There's many downsides though. One of the downsides is that there's no Artie diary, there's no gloves of silence, no dodgy necklace, there's nothing that will decrease the fail rate, so you fail a lot more than you would in old school. Another downside is that when you fail to pickpocket an NPC, and I think this goes for every NPC, it is a lot longer that you're stunned than old school. I haven't counted the ticks. I want to say it's like 13 ticks or something. I don't know how long it is in old school, but that feels way longer. Probably the biggest downside of all though is that there's no way to hide NPC attack options, which means if you get your combat level to 46 or higher, you will have to right click to pickpocket knights all the way to 99. I assume this is the best method to 99, and you're gonna have to right click all the way, because you can't make pickpocket be the left click. That's probably the only thing I regret so far in this game, is training my combat up. There was no reason for me to train my combat up like when I was in free to play. I was just training it because I wanted to try out all the different skills, and it was a fun time. But like, if I had the foresight to think about this, I didn't know I'd still be playing this far in the future, but here we are. And if I had the foresight to know I'd still be playing now, I definitely would have kept my combat at 45 or below specifically for this reason. The only thing I could think of maybe that would help would be in the settings. There's this option right here for mouse buttons. You can switch it to 1, and that makes your left clicks be right click. And so you could probably set up mouse keys in a way to work well with this. I'm not going to do that or try to figure it out in this video though, because I'm done thieving for this video, and let me tell you why. Because of how long this stun timer is, I want to find something to do in that downtime while being stunned. I know you can eat while you're stunned. I'm pretty sure you can do fletching while you're stunned as well, but I'm not the kind of person that's going to have the money or the time to be able to afford a bunch of like headless arrows or darts or something to do fletching away from a bank booth. What I'm thinking though is I want to see if you can alk while you're thieving, or while you're stunned, thieving Ardougne knights. Unfortunately, I've got nothing worthwhile alking, so I'll just bring a few willow logs in my inventory, I suppose. But let's see, I'm going to pickpocket the knight until I get stunned. Okay, and then right here, can I alk? I can alk. I know I'm wasting a couple nature runes right here, but you can, you have to wait for the animation. Okay, so I get at least 2 alks there. Cool, that is very good to know. Now that I'm thinking about it more, even if I don't have the headless arrows or the unfinished darts, because if I'm right here in the bank, I could just grab out more logs. I may not always be able to have the knight trapped, but it seems like he gets trapped pretty easily. So maybe I could just grab out like 26 U logs, well, or willow logs, whatever logs I have at the time. I still fletch even though I don't have the ideal fletching supplies. Like, that could still work. Oh my gosh, wait, where did all my health go? I wasn't paying attention. I got a random event. Oh, I was being attacked by... I think the watchman was attacking me. I was editing. I just looked back. Something I wanted to add on though, I realized I didn't mention this as I was editing the clips. It would be best to thieve the Ardougne knights with a bow equipped, but with no ammo, so that way I'd never accidentally attack the knight and have to run away. But if I'm alking, that means I would have the staff of fire equipped, and in that case, I could sometimes still accidentally attack the knight and waste a bit of time having to run away and reset the aggro. But we'll save that for a different video because that's gonna be like a whole other video's worth of content. I was thinking for the rest of the day today, maybe I might just train some firemaking. I know, shocker. I'm currently level 90, and yeah, I'll train firemaking for the rest of the day today. It sounds fun, okay? I do need to save 17k willows. That's about the amount of unstrung willow longbows I'll have to make to unlock U longbows. So I still got a nice, cool 30k willow logs worth of wiggle room for firemaking. Here we go, level 91 firemaking. I'm gonna keep going a little bit longer. Probably want to end this video tomorrow, but I still have a little bit of wiggle room. I did a lot of recording today, so I can chill and do more firemaking for the rest of today. I'm not promising another level though, because that would be a lot of XP, but I'll get a little bit further into level 91. Good morning. I have up here on screen my complete 1 through 99 thieving guide in 2004. I don't know if you have anything beyond level 55, but these are all the notes I wrote down, so feel free to take a screenshot. We have the level range, we have the method, we have the XP per hour, the time it takes to get between that level range, and then any items. I mean, it's just the lockpick. That's the only item that you need if you're doing the Pirate's Hut. It's definitely worth mentioning there's a method that I didn't do that I didn't know about until now. I was looking through right here again. At level 23, I wrote down here level 23 through 31 Silk Stall. You don't have to go to the Silk Stall. You could instead go to the Magic Axe Hut door in the Wildy. From level 23, you get 22.5 XP. So it'd be a little bit less XP than the Ardougne Sewer Gate, but it would be quite a lot more XP than thieving from the Silk Stall. It does say that you need a lockpick for that though, but could be worth considering. Unless you're a low level account, then you might get destroyed by the axes. Oh, this inventory of magic logs. No, dude, it's one off. Oh, next inventory will be it though. I was completely engrossed in editing, so I missed when I hit the 1,000 logs from the last trip, but you could see I did hit 1,000 and I'm still editing stuff, but yeah, there's over 1,000 magic logs now. A couple of videos ago when I was doing the Wildy course, I was talking about how the fail rate didn't feel like it was changing as my level went up, and how I'm not interested in learning how to go through the code, so I would leave it to someone else to figure out. Well, to follow up on that, the Wolfin did go through the code and left this comment. It looks like the obstacles do scale based on your agility level. It's 82 or 83% at level 52, and then 94, 96, or 98% at 99, depending on the obstacle, which means you never stop failing the obstacles on the course. There's probably not much footage of people training agility in 2004, much less people with 99 agility recording footage of themselves doing it for a couple hours in 2004 so that you can see that they never failed. Now, agility as a skill wasn't updated much between its release in 2002 up until 2009, except for that June 2004 change that changed the run restore rate to increase every 6 levels rather than 9, effectively increasing run restore by 50%, which is only listed on the OSRs wiki, by the way, but not the RS3 wiki for some reason. But I assume there's no way to know for sure what the fail rates were like in 2004, so they probably had to guess for this code. And because agility wasn't updated much up until 2009, it's probably relatively safe to assume really specific things like the fail rate on the Wildy course probably wasn't changed between those years. And you could probably use videos from 2007 or 2008 to gather data. And even to this day, you can still fail the course at 99 in OSRS, although in RS3 it was changed in 2016 to never fail at 99, but it might be likely to be the same formula in OSRS as it was in 2004. But I don't see that formula on the OSRS or RS3 wiki. I'm not sure how they came up with that formula. Maybe they were able to crowdsource data from a plugin, or maybe they tweeted Modash. It could be a variety of many different things. You could probably easily figure it out by searching through the developer Discord, or just asking in there if you really cared enough, or even by looking through the source code, because a lot of things in the code will have the sources that they got that info from, or at least text that provides more info. And that's just one very specific example of the type of research that has gone into this project. I mean, for one very little specific thing, now extrapolate that to the whole entire project, and it really starts to put into perspective what they've done. I'm not a coder by any means, nor have I really spent much time looking into all this stuff, so everything I've been saying is from an outside perspective. But the main reason why I wanted to go more in-depth talking about this is because it's extremely important to spread awareness about the preservation aspect of this project, which is kind of the whole goal of the project. If any of you are interested in coding or seeing how the process works, or if you're even remotely interested in getting involved, then I would strongly encourage you to go to the Lost City website, and on the bottom of the front page is a link to the developer Discord where you can join and help preserve RuneScape for decades to come. But even if you're like me and not interested in the coding side of things, just playing the game is important as well, because we're all playtesters. If something seems off, or if something doesn't seem off that should be, then you can post your findings in the Discord. They're very glad to have people in there that have good memories, people that can remember things from 20 plus years ago. You are a very important asset to them. But even if you don't care about that either, you don't want to go in the Discord and provide your findings, and you just want to play the game, you're still helping, because the more players there are, the more the game spreads, like a snowball effect. And more players means, on average, more people that will contribute to the project, and more people with good memories that will find faults in the game that they can bring up to the devs. No one knows how long these live servers will be up for, but because of the current hype due to the existence of these live servers, this might be the biggest opportunity there will ever be to grow the team of contributors. So again, please, if you're even remotely interested, join the developer Discord and see what's going on. RuneScape has been so important to me for a majority of my life, and I really appreciate what this project is doing. So thank you for listening. And remember, no matter what happens to the live version of this game, the project will go on and continue to preserve the lost years of RuneScape.